Microsoft Azure. I am sure everyone in IT heard about this already. This is not just about Azure, but it's about why your enterprise should move into Azure the cloud. In the last few years, we have seen an explosive growth in the use of the public cloud. While most of the initial adoption was seen by startups and smaller orgs, most of the new growth will come from larger organizations adopting the public cloud. Now you might ask, what's causing cloud adoption at such a fierce rate? There are three fundamentals business drivers at play here. Speed, with minutes instead of days /weeks to procure and provision servers, the pace of innovation has dramatically increased. Reduced time to develop and time to market means your IT can be much more agile in servicing needs of the business units or developers. Embrace and enable innovation. Help your business move forward against the competition. In fact, it is the speed and agility that IT hasn't been able to provide has resulted in what many call shadow IT, where business units are resorting to using credit cards to procure computing resources outside of the purview of the IT. Scale. Cloud gives you an almost infinite set of computing resources. Your applications will enjoy massive global scale, and can easily scale up or down depending on the demand. That means, you never have to worry about running out of capacity or worry about over-provisioning. You use just enough resources for your needs, nothing more, nothing less. Economics, and of course, you're paying only for what you use in the cloud. This in itself saves you money for any app that has variable computing needs. For some organizations, there is also an additional benefit of changing CapEx to OpEx, which frees up capital from infrastructure investments so it can be put to other uses. But as you think about using the public cloud, there are some top-of-mind issues you have to reckon with. If you're like most organizations, you have your existing servers and IT infrastructure, either on premises in your own data centers or in third-party colocatio facilities. You also have an IT staff to manage these assets. So as you think about using the public cloud, you're not thinking of it in a silo. Ideally, where possible, you'd want to integrate the public cloud with existing IT, manage it no differently, and even have applications with parts running on and off premises. Latest IDC findings show 40% of enterprises are already adopting hybrid clouds today. You're also probably running a variety of OSs, databases, middleware and tool sets from multiple IT vendors. Your developers are proficient in multiple languages and your apps are written in multiple languages and frameworks. In other words, your IT environment is complex and heterogeneous. And you want to make sure the cloud you choose is able to handle your heterogeneous needs. Next, you have to abide by a bunch of security and compliance initiatives. The rest of the business trusts your IT org to run apps in a secure and reliable manner. So you want to make sure the public cloud platform and the vendor who provides the service is trustworthy, i.e. has the right experience and expertise, and has necessary SLAs and security controls in place. Let's see what you as enterprise customers uniquely expect from a public cloud platform. These are must-haves. Integration, so you can integrate with your existing apps and infrastructure. Heterogeneity, so you can continue to support multiple languages, frameworks, OSs. Security, so you continue to run your enterprise apps securely and reliably. Windows Azure, our public cloud offering, addresses these needs. Windows Azure is built on three core fundamentals. On-premises and cloud. We believe in a world where you're integrating public cloud with your on-premises infrastructure, and using each where it makes sense, in conjunction with each other. Think and, not or. It's not an on-premises or cloud proposition, it's an and proposition. And when we say integration, we mean true integration across infrastructure, apps, identity, and databases. This is what we call hybrid. Microsoft is the only company which has the necessary assets across virtualization, identity, data platform, development and management to provide a consistent experiences across on-premises, our cloud and third-party service providers. This vision and strategy called CloudOS is what we aim to deliver for our customers. If you choose look at other cloud vendors that provide public or private cloud offerings, Amazon, VMware, or Google, you have to cobble together disparate offerings and you will not get a seamless experience. Open, broad and flexible, we realize that you all want to run a variety of workloads in the cloud. In Windows Azure, we will of course provide first and best experience and support for Microsoft workloads, but at the same time we have embraced other open technologies so you get a cloud experience that satisfies your heterogeneous needs. In enterprises, Java and .NET are still most used, but developers are also using PHP, Python and other languages in addition. Windows Azure supports all these languages and more. Windows Azure provides out-of-the-box experience for open frameworks like Hadoop, web frameworks like WordPress, Joomla and Drupal. We also provide first-party SDKs for developing apps using Android, iOS or Windows phones. We not only support, but have embraced open technologies. We also provide a broad set of services that provide you a good choice. In addition to the breadth of the platform, it's important to note that using Windows Azure is not an all-or-nothing proposition. You can use most services independently of each other. For example, you can just use storage without compute or use Decibel without using storage. What you want to use and how you want to use is really your choice. As you take the journey into the cloud, you need a secure and trustworthy platform. And you need someone who's committed to the cloud. Let's talk about the 3 things that makes Windows Azure and Microsoft a trustworthy platform: transparency, relationship and experience. We believe in trust through transparency. We are transparent in the following ways. We participate in industry standards like ISO 27001, SSAE 16 and Cloud Security Alliance. We undertake yearly audits with independent third parties. We provide a rich set of financially backed monthly SLAs. This differentiates us from other cloud providers like AMZN whose SLAs are fewer and annual. Monthly SLAs are more stringent with less room for error than yearly SLAs. All of our regulatory compliance and privacy policies are clearly explained in the online portal called Trust Center. We provide real-time status of all the services via a service dashboard. We provide root cause analyses in case of issues. With Microsoft and Windows Azure, you're relying on your existing relationship and account team to procure and get support. Azure can be a part of your existing enterprise agreement you have in place with Microsoft. This way, you don't have to negotiate and sign up for yet another agreement with another vendor. We support Azure and other Microsoft software that you use just the same way. When you run Microsoft workloads on other cloud platforms, you might not get the same level of support. You'll be relying on a single point of support for your infrastructure and software with Microsoft and Windows Azure. We have an Azure practice in MCS, and continue to be your trusted advisors as you start your journey with the cloud. Windows Azure is not our first foray into cloud computing. We have been doing this for more than 2 decades, and have the deepest experience in the industry. Our first datacenter was in 1989. Since then, we have run some of the largest global services securely and efficiently: Bing, Office 365 and Hotmail, just to name a few. Today, We run over 200 plus global services 24/7, and here are some stats to show you how large scale and global our operations are. Windows Azure is operated in the same manner by the same teams as some of these other global services. You can rest assured that security and operational efficiency is at our core.